There's been a lot of talk about centralization on Ethereum. This is extremely important. You know, I'm somebody who's been into decentralization for like 30 years, believe it or not. I mean, that's what got me on the web in the 90s. I used to not even talk about it because nobody even knew what the word decentralization means. People often say, oh, people on Ethereum, they don't care about decentralization. No. And I know maybe I'm wrong, maybe you disagree, but the reason I'm on Ethereum is because I believe it's more decentralized than Bitcoin, and I care about this issue. I'm watching this issue, and one of the first messages that got me thinking, I got to make a video about this, was somebody said, oh, there's a lot of FUD about centralization on Ethereum. Now, this word FUD I don't like because it stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If you don't have uncertainty and doubt about any of your investments, you haven't studied enough, you don't know what you're doing. There should always be uncertainty and doubt. So it's like, oh my God, there's uncertainty about decentralization on Ethereum. Of course there is. This isn't easy. It's a struggle. And even at times when it feels like it's easy and don't worry, it'll be decentralized forever, that just means because that the people in power who are going to fight aren't making a strong enough attack. Never relax. Never have certainty and lack of doubt. That's for the stupid trader guys with their dreams, drawing lines on charts, and they have confidence, and that's why they lose all their money. You better have uncertainty and doubt. Fear means you put too much money in. That's managing risk. You shouldn't have fear. But you better have uncertainty and doubt. And of course I do. I will watch it every day. And this is something to watch. But am I bailing on Ethereum? Is it centralized today? No. So let me explain. One other point before I even get into it. People send me messages. Oh, crypto YouTuber, moneymaker, chart guy says this. What do you think about it? Don't listen to morons. Ethereum just had DevCon, the big conference for Ethereum to all the top developers, including Vitalik Buterin and everybody, in Colombia for several days. There were several talks by top builders, real people who influence events and know what the hell they're doing and have a history of building on Ethereum, talking about this topic. If you want to understand what's going on, you listen to them. You don't listen to some YouTuber trying to get clicks who's never built anything in his life. Okay? And I'm not responding, oh, what do you think about what he said? What do I think? I think if I hear one of these people talking, I cover my ears and go, nah, 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 nah. It only pollutes your brain. And, there was a lot of talk about all this stuff, the current thing, or the current centralization fear. And I'm glad there's a lot of talk about it with miner extracted value, MEV. And I'll get to that in a minute. A lot of talk about it. I saw, Vitalik tweeted. He was at one of the talks on miner extracted value. He's on top of it. He tweeted something, but I wouldn't be surprised if within a few weeks, Vitalik's going to write a big paper about it with the thoughts, because this is an issue. It's a long-term issue. And okay, I still haven't even got to what's going on, right? I'm just introducing here. So, and before I get to what's going on, one other point I want to make is Bitcoin, it has the same sort of issues. But the thing is with Bitcoin is there's nothing to censor. There's nothing going on. There's nothing built on it. The thing that OFAC censored on Ethereum, which again, they didn't stop it. It's a decentralized, Tornado Cash is a decentralized app that's still functioning. You can still use it. The blocks still go through. Nothing, it still works. But they just said, well, if you use it, it's illegal. Okay. They could do that to anything. They could tell you, well, if you hold a Bitcoin in a wallet, it's illegal. Okay, it doesn't make Bitcoin centralized, but it is what it is. And But Bitcoin had one mixer, but of course it wasn't a decentralized mixer, so they shut it down in a second. So that means that Bitcoin doesn't have these apps. And listen, I'm not even saying Bitcoin hasn't been tested, and mostly because there's nothing to test. North Korea is not using Bitcoin because you can't use Bitcoin. There's nothing to use. You hold it. And I understand some of these ransom guys use Bitcoin. Okay. But, okay. So I don't think Bitcoin's been tested. I don't think that any of this means that Bitcoin is somehow better. Now, there is a debate about proof of stake versus proof of work. I have like a sneeze coming here. Excuse me. Okay. So now here's the thing, and this is how I think about the centralization issues on Ethereum that I'm seeing. They're concerns, but they're not concerned. They're concerns. I'm concerned today because of the direction, things heading in a wrong direction. But we have plenty of time to change that direction, and we have a community that I think is really aligned and giving a shit. And I'm not worried, but I keep my eye on it. I mean, hey, things change. Listen, hey, I'll be sad if things start, become centralized, and I'll see it before it happens. But where we are now, and I see this, LIDO was the hot button a few months ago. Now no one talks about it, but it's still the same issue that, with LIDO, right? Remember that? Everyone, oh my God, ETH is centralizing because of LIDO. Now no one talks about it. Why? Because it's not today. The issue with LIDO was, so LIDO is a staking service. You take your ETH and you can lock it, and then they have these validators. It's like this, it's kind of a decentralized system, but they got 30% market share. So then there was people saying, well, what if they got more than 50% market share? And then, well, still even with that, well, they can't really do anything. Well, then what if they change their software so that they then can do censoring or control the network somehow? So there was two ifs. What if it gets over 50%? And then what if they do these other things? And we're not even at 50% yet. And everybody's aware of it, and people are trying to change things. And also, I believe that as we progress, and we're already seeing more and more people come into staking, and LIDO's, it's quite likely that LIDO's market share never even gets over 50%. And even if it did, then there's the next step of that they sort of become evil. Now, I do believe that people are evil in the long run. And by evil, I just mean they just are selfish and take power. But it's usually not the first generation. In other words, today is all the founding fathers, right? It's the people who come after them, or the people come after them. That's what we have in America right now, right? We got like third generation, not even from the founding fathers, it's many generations, but right now it's the people, they're all 70-year-olds, or it's people they've forgotten what America and what freedom is about. I don't want to go to that topic, but it's like anything in a company. You have the founder, and he really believes and he can move mountains and he's great, and then his son comes in and keeps going, might be pretty smart or whatever, and then his son comes in and who's a moron, right? And then the whole thing sort of goes to hell. So anyways, sorry, let's stay on topic here. So LIDO, it's like a multi-step thing for it to be a risk, but people are concerned, and so I'm not worried today. I've always said, with investing, it's a huge difference between is true today and will be true in the future. It's a big leap, and people always underestimate that. And so people see a chart, and again, it's the chart guys, I like to call them. If a chart's going like this, they just think it's going to go like this forever. In fact, it usually does not. Okay? So, and I know a lot of chart things are part of what they say is that it will correct. But, okay. So now miner extracted value, finally I'm getting to it. I hope this video is not too long and I didn't lose you already, but so the miner extracted value issue is that, so the main issue we're looking at today is this company Flashbots, okay? And they are constructing blocks. And they are not allowing in the ones, if there is a transaction from OFAC that says it's illegal, they're not putting it in the block. And they're now over 50% of the blocks. But this is not, Ethereum is not censored yet, or with this situation, because, well, it's 51% of the block. So if you want to get a Tornado Cash order through, it will. It just has to wait till one of the other blocks, one of the non-51% comes through. It'll get through. Instead of it taking 15 seconds, and maybe it takes 2 minutes. Okay. So Ethereum is not centralized and censored today. The other thing is, if people, 51% of the blocks are censored. Well, it's not like every one of those blocks contains a Tornado Cash transaction, right? It's just that they're checking for it, and then if it is, it doesn't go in, but most don't. So they're not actually censoring. It's just the software is there functioning, but it's not actually censoring. And the reason that's important is, again, with all of these things, you have feedback. I mean, the reality is, as much as people are reacting, people care. This is important. But at the same time, it's just Tornado Cash. And although we're all sad that it's not, you can't legally use it, it's just Tornado Cash. It's not, it's like, okay, I can't use it, but so what? Most people, where life goes on. You can still use Uniswap and all these other things and do whatever the hell you want. There's only one app, of which there were probably a couple, however many users, that you can't use. So the fact that censoring is running doesn't mean that every block is actually being censored. And even though some blocks have this software to censor, you can still get the order through. So what's the worry? Well, there's one worry. What if this company that has 51% had 100%? Well, then it's censored. Okay. That is, again, that's a big leap to get to the 100%. But there's other things. Well, what if now other places start to censor? And what if, and then it's, what if this, then that, then we got a big problem. Okay. Yes. And let's watch it. Let's keep that uncertainty and doubt. Be worried. Be scared. What was that founder of Intel, Andy Grove? If you're not paranoid, you're not doing it right or whatever. That's not his quote. Something about you got to be paranoid. Only the paranoid survive. I don't remember. But yeah, let's be vigilant here. And I would be worried if everyone wasn't worried. To be honest, first of all, the fact that a bunch of people don't know anything are messaging me, that's, that is something, actually. That means this is top of mind. But also I know that what I care more about is that at Ethereum DevCon, this was a major topic. This is something everybody's talking about, not just in the speeches, but walking around and chatting. Everyone's like, oh, what are we going to do? And to be honest, I almost feel like this OFAC thing was a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because it was kind of harmless, right? It's just Tornado Cash. But they showed us the model of an attack vector that a lot of people were not aware of. And now we're reacting. So they sort of just showed their move. It's like, if you're in boxing, it's like, here's my big move is that I can do a 1, 2, and then an uppercut. And you just found out about it and you're like, oh, okay, well, now I'm going to train for that, because if they come at us, so it's like we've woken up without really being attacked in a bad way. So the fact that everyone is worked up about it and everybody cares is a good sign. And this The problem that we're worried about is not today. It's that it's heading in a direction. We don't like the direction. More, there is some censoring. There is the government attacking. There are companies who are, adhering to the censoring. But now we have also lawsuits. Coin Center is suing the government. What if they win? That sort of eliminates this one attack vector. But still, even structurally, we don't even want there to be a structural way to attack. And everybody's working on it. So, bottom line is, am I worried? I'm worried every day. Even before this. This is super important. Can we stay decentralized? And it's not easy. It's not like, oh, we just invented Ethereum, so we'll just be decentralized forever. No, we have to remain vigilant forever. And I'm always worried, and I'm always watching. And the reason my biggest investment is in Ethereum is because I think it's the best position to maintain its decentralization, even more than Bitcoin. And this situation, to me, currently, if anything, just sort of makes me, on one hand, I'm confident because I feel the passion and we're aligned here to make this thing work. But the biggest risk is, still early. Government attack is a big vulnerability. Like there's some bill that I'm not that familiar with that I hear about. They want to make DeFi illegal. It's just illegal to do DeFi or something like that. If they just pass some strict law like that, that could be really damaging. And there's nothing you can do. There's no programming you can do to fix that. So there are threats out there, and we have to remain vigilant. My one hope is that the people in government are incompetent morons, and I doubt that they can. I'm hopeful that they're not smart enough to destroy crypto, even if they want to. So we'll see. We'll keep watching. I'm not selling things based on this today. I remain confident, but I keep my eyes open, and the fight is just beginning. And like I've always said too, even if ETH wins in the long run, that doesn't mean that a war can't be super expensive in the short run, that it can't cause great damage, and then we win, but it's like you had 4 years of battle and lost 50% of something, and it's a disaster. So, we remain vigilant. I think that's all we had to talk about on this topic. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Did I forget anything? Further questions? And don't forward me idiot YouTubers. What do you think of this guy? There was one, I wish I printed it. It was like some guy who was like some racist saying how Ethereum, they're working for the Jews, and what do you think? I think you're an idiot for listening to this guy and even for asking me. So, only watch the top people. And if you're watching me, fine. I'm okay. But listen, there's people way smarter than me. Only listen, and how do you judge? What have they built? Have they built anything? I built some companies, and I've accumulated a lot of money over years, so fine. It's not because I have a couple followers, and especially people with a ton of followers, a lot of times, it's almost a bad sign. That's what they're going for. So, watch who you listen to. Anyways, comment below. There's a link to Twitter and Discord below. If you have further questions, comments, you want to give me ideas for other videos or further discussions on this important topic, or the like and subscribe helps the channel, why not? I don't know. I don't know why I even bother. I'm never going to have 1 million followers, but whatever. I say it because, that's how they don't pay me anything for this. I make a video every day for a whole year. Guess how much I make from YouTube? $1,000. Right? I do it I'm trying to help a few people. And I sort of enjoy it. But the like and subscribe, I don't know, makes me feel good. All right? Appreciate it. See you tomorrow.